And the organic tank is back on. What is up, fans? Hope you're having a better night or morning, depending on when you're watching this, than I am. Because, God, I had to watch that with my eyeballs. Miami Dolphins got spanked again for the third time this season. 28-6, 33-6, 33-3, 31-3. And then we also, what was it again? We just got demolished. 38-8, 33-8, 31-6, and now 28-6. Real quick, shout out Sleeper. Appreciate Sleeper for being sponsors. Fantastic fun fantasy app. Use promo code DDW, get 100% up to $100. And if you're like, hey, I just want to try it, get a free $20 entry. Go check them out. Link is in the description. Lamar Jackson, 18 for 23, 204 yards, 4 touchdowns. He torched us. I knew he was. Derrick Henry, 19 carries for 119 yards. It's a tale of two halves, and I will talk about that. Zay Flowers, their leading receiver, 5 catches for 64 yards. The guy who killed us the most in the end zone was Mark Andrews. He had 2 touchdowns. We only had 2 catches for 22 yards. Kohler had 2 catches for 23 yards and a touchdown. And then Rashad Bateman had a catch as well because Jack Jones could not stay with him on a stop and go. It was horrible to see. 1 interception from Malik Starks, who, if you guys remember, during the combine during draft process, I really liked Malik Starks. Well, surprise, surprise, he's doing well with the Ravens. Tua, 25 for 40, 261 yards, 1 interception on a deep pass where he was just like, screw it, I'm going to try it. I'm going to talk about Tua because I know a lot of people want to pile on. I will talk about Tua. Devon Achane, 14 carries, 67 yards. Not much there to see. Jalen Waddle, 6 catches, 82 yards. Dulcich, 5 catches, 49. It was nice to see that. Malik Washington, 3 for 40. The Washington bros both fumbled in costly fumbles. Taj Washington fumbled again while we were in their red zone. Malik Washington fumbled in our own red zone on a play that would have gave us a first down. Flip those. Malik fumbled in their red zone. Taj fumbled on our own side of this field around the 20-something. We had 2 sacks on the day. One of them from Jalen Phillips. Shout out to him. And they had 2 sacks on the day. Half from Travis Jones, a half from Mike Green, a half from Brent Urban, and a half from David Oyabo. I think that's how you say his name. But they killed us, right? They had more yards, but only by 8. We had 3 turnovers. They had 1 more first down. Penalties were kind of even. I will talk about the penalties. Third down, they were better. 5 for 13. We were 2 for 12. 2 for 3 on 4th downs. They were 1 for 1. They were 3 for 3 in the red zone, and they had the time of possession by about 3 minutes. This team was bad, man. The Miami Dolphins in the first half, the defense played well. There were so many mistakes in that first half where we shot ourselves in the foot time and time again with the Taj Washington fumble, with the horrible ref call, just an absolute horrible ref call on a tripping where Ollie Gordon fell and we had a deep pass to Jalen Waddle that got called back because of that horrible penalty. And then another play was, we had a big play which was brought back. The first half was just a tale of the offense moving the ball, doing well, and shooting themselves in the foot. Or, we start with the ball on their 29 and we throw the ball 3 times. It's like the play calling was dumb. At one point, they did the jumbo set where they had Brunskill in, and he was on the left side next to Patrick Paul. And you know what they did? They ran it to the right, and it was a tackle for a loss. The play calling got cute at some points with end arounds and with doing certain motions and this, and the Ravens were not falling for it. So they all resulted in tackles for losses. And it got to the point again, Tua throws an interception, and I'm not gonna lie, there was times I was watching the game, I'm like, he missed this guy, and there was passes where Tua could have hit open guys, and maybe more could have happened, like the crosser to Jalen Waddle. If he hits Westbrook, it probably could have went for more. He was open. He's missing passes here and there, but what quarterback is not missing passes here and there? I'll get to it because I know you're already probably commenting. Just let me get to it. But it was just sloppy. Ollie Gordon gets hurt. Then when Ollie Gordon gets hurt, we only have one running back healthy, who is Devon Achane. Dumb. Chop Robinson gets hurt. He goes into concussion. 4th and 2. 4th and 2 on there. Had to have been like 12. I'll look it up. 4th and mother flipping 2. It was on their 13-yard line. Mike McDaniel calls a timeout. Again, wasting timeouts. Mike McDaniel calls a timeout. You think, all right, Mike McDaniel's calling a timeout. Things are, he's going to call up a nice play. He calls a fade to Devon Achane on 4th and 2. And it's incomplete. The play calling was so bad. Just so bad. The defense did so well in the first half. Like, in all honesty, they did so well. They did so well overall in the game. I understand that it's 28-6, but the defense did so well. Because besides the Taj Washington fumble, where they stopped them till 4th and goal, they only gave up 21 points in 2 quarters. They didn't score in the 4th quarter. Well, that's probably because they took the foot off the gas, but the defense, I'm not even mad at the defense. The defense did their job. I came into this game thinking to myself, it's all about who can make a stop on defense. We force them to punt 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We forced them to punt 4 times in the first half. And it was just mistake after mistake and drop after drop. And 3rd and 6, we run the ball. Oh, and of course, I forgot to say, so a nice catch from Dulcich on 3rd down, right? Then Paul with a nice lead block on an Achane run. Then a short 3rd down pass, which, he had Waddle. He kind of threw it a little bit. It is what it is. We get a full start on 4th and 1. So then we don't go for it. And then we miss the field goal. It's like they just shoot themselves in the foot. This team is just not good enough to get past shooting themselves in the foot. And then they score a touchdown. Then we punt. They punt. We kick a field goal. They punt. We have the stupid turnover on downs. We force them to punt. It's like you go into half 14-6. You call a better play on 4th and 2 from their 13. You possibly go into half down a point. Down a point. And then, they score a touchdown in the 3rd quarter. Tua gets sacked. Then it's a -1 yard run. I think that is the play. First off, it's a 10-yard penalty. Never mind. But it's a sack, 6-yard loss. Then it's a 1-yard loss on a run that I think is the play I'm talking about, where we had Brunskill on the left and we ran it to the right. So now it is 3rd and 17 and Tua is trying to throw something, incomplete, 3rd and out. Then they score another touchdown. Now it's 28-6. And then that was the game. Because we punt, they punt, then we fumble, they punt, then we throw an interception, end the game. The blame for the loss is the offense. And it's not one specific thing, right? Because we had drops, we had fumbles. Tua throws the interception at the very end of the game. But at that point, it's 28-6. There is, 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. You weren't coming back. And you shouldn't have thrown it. But at that point, I didn't give a crap. to be honest with you. Him throwing that interception isn't me sitting here being all pissed. Like, I honestly, the interception's the interception. It is what it is. But it's the offense, right? Tua missed some throws. Tua could have been better, but Tua wasn't the reason. It's like it was the entire offense was just crap. And then on top of that, whenever the Ravens did something good, that stadium roared. They showed the stands. People were leaving. There was loud boos whenever things would happen. It's like, it was bad. And as Stephen Ross, there's no way you can sit back and not do anything at this point. Now, do I think a move will happen tomorrow? I think this is one of the first times it could. Do I think it will? No. Because they have 10 days until they play Buffalo. So you have time if you wanted to make the move now. I think if they're going to make a move, I think it's going to be after the Madrid game. But honestly, I let Mike McDaniel ride this out because he is so bad that if you want that first overall pick, you keep him in as head coach. Like, why did you have a healthy scratch of Jalen Wright? And then Ollie goes down and you're screwed. Like, he just makes the stupidest calls and the stupidest adjustments. And I got nothing, guys. There's nothing. And someone in the chat was like, do you think we should move on from Tua? I do. Go back to 2019. I said the same thing about Tannehill. Go back to 2018. When you guys went back and listened to my post game for the Colts, because you guys wanted to hear me curse. And Brian said, he was like, wow, you said the same thing about Tannehill you say about Tua. I'm very consistent. People call me things, a 2 in here, or this or that. I am very consistent with my assessment of players, especially quarterbacks. Brock Osweiler, Tannehill, Jay Cutler, even though I don't think I was making videos when Jay Cutler was our quarterback, but I'm very consistent. And when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. And it's time to move on. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Tua is a bad quarterback. I don't think Tua is a bad quarterback. Is he going to help us get where we're going to be? No. And that's why it's time to move on. Will he go to another team and help them win? Probably, just like Ryan Tannehill did. Because we don't know how to build. And then our owner doesn't know when to move on. So just trade him. Goodbye. Send him to the Raiders. Go send him to the Raiders on the West Coast in a dome. Because this isn't working, man. Now, I got a video coming out Saturday, which depending on when you're watching this, talking about the trade deadline on Tuesday, who's up for a trade, who's not, what the Dolphins are going to do. Now, if a firing does happen, which again, I'll keep checking Twitter. I don't think a firing is going to happen. Again, I think they're going to just ride it out and go into Madrid. But it's just bad, man. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything of anyone saying, he's going to be fired or anyone's going to be fired. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm seeing a lot of sad Dolphin fans in here. But yeah, here's one. Offensive play calling tendencies. Motions, Dolphins are at 69%. Screens, they're at 7%. Play action, 13.5%. Stop with the motions, man. They don't work. But anyway, real quick, I just want to, again, and if someone does get fired, again, if you're watching this tomorrow, Friday, Halloween, I'll make a video, obviously. But I just want, let's look at this real quick, right? Because everyone wants to know. I'm not even on the screen. There I am. So we're sitting now at 4th because, we lost. So we're 2-7. We're at 4-9-2. Now, I don't know if their strength of schedule will change for the better or the worst if they win. because that's kind of where we have the tiebreaker. So if Tennessee wins, we go in front of Tennessee because you want the lower tiebreaker. But here's what you need to look at, right? The Dolphins' remaining schedule. This is the tough opponents. This is the easy opponents. They have to face Tampa Bay, New England, Buffalo, and the Steelers. They're easy, which I don't know why they put Washington as an easy opponent, is the Saints, the Jets, Saints, Bengals, and Washington. I would put Washington here in the hard. I think these are your 3 possible wins. But you look at the Saints. They face us, they face the Titans, and then they face the Panthers twice. So there's possibilities of them squeaking out some wins here. And then same thing with the Jets, who face the Saints, the Browns, and the Falcons. Again, I don't know why. I guess they go by their record, but the Ravens aren't easy. So, looking at it, if you want that number 1 overall pick, it's still able to be grabbed. You would obviously want to root for the Jets and the Browns, and you want the Jets, the Browns, and the Saints to win. Titans, it doesn't matter. They're not taking a quarterback if they get the number 1 overall pick. So you want those 3 teams to win this weekend. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if Ross does something. I'm not holding my breath. I'm being 100% honest with you. We'll see. I might see you again, depending on when you're watching this, later today or tomorrow. But you're definitely getting a video Saturday of me kind of talking about the trade deadline. Sunday, I'll recap Sunday's games. Monday, I might take a mental break unless a trade happens. And then Tuesday, we got the trade deadline. Then we got the Bills. So that all ramps back up. But I appreciate y'all, again, everyone that hung out in the live stream, everyone that liked, everyone that still watches the videos. I know being a fan of this team is hard. I know watching any content about this team is hard. I appreciate you giving me the time and the views and the likes and the comments. It means the world to me. I will see you in the next video. But like usual, stay classy and fins up.